Hey guys, Julian here, and today I'm going to be making a Defected and Toolroom Tech House style template from scratch. If you want to hear the finished product I'm about to create, you can skip to the timestamp at the top of the description now. I'll give you a moment to do that. And yeah, so as usual, you can get the project file and samples and MIDI and presets and everything that you just heard in the description. This is a nice little template I'm going to create today so that you can take this and maybe turn it into your own idea, or just take it a step further, or even just to have something kind of break down. But yeah, so the first thing that we're going to do here is I'm going to go to 126 BPM, and let's make a little 4-bar clip here. I'm going to start with the kick. I have a kick sample, and we're just going to load that up into this MIDI track. Very simple stuff here. I'm going to just put in 4 on the floor, as you would imagine. But yeah, usually with this type of stuff, I mean, house music in general, like really dance music in general, I like to always start with the kick and then the bass right after. It's just a really solid way to like get the foundation started right away. Because like, say I start with like a hi-hat loop or like a synth loop or something like that, that can sound cool, and it may be interesting to play with those ideas early on. But what's going to happen is I'm going to get to a certain point where I'm going to have something kind of messy. Like the track just isn't really going to be that together. But if we just start from the ground up in terms of like the frequency spectrum, and just sort of really build that strong foundation early on, it's going to make it a lot easier to get through the other steps of the track. So I'm going to put a drum bus on here. And get it really fat. Let's turn that down a little. Let's EQ it a little as well. Just cut out some low mid-range real quick. Give it a little boost for some punch. Okay, cool. So from here we've got the kick. I'm going to put in a bass line. I'm going to use Operator for this. I tend to like to use FM synthesis for these types of sounds because you can create kind of like these very interesting subby big fat basses. So what we'll do is I'm going to make that a little bit smaller there. Turn on. There we go. So I have an idea for a bass line, like something kind of like just something simple, but starting with that. So what I'm going to do here is, I think I'm actually going to start with the sound and then I'll put in the notes. So for the sound, like I said, you can make something really nice with FM synthesis for the style, because if you listen, the sine wave on its own is pretty solid. Like that definitely does, give us a really big bassy bass. The problem here is that you can't really hear it. You can really only feel it, right? Because it's just the fundamental harmonic. You can see that on the spectrum there, just that one little thing. That's what the sine wave is. It's just the fundamental harmonic. You can't really hear it because there's not any other harmonics on top of it. But with FM synthesis, we can create these kind of more complex waveforms where I can just put two sine waves together. And you can hear now, it's still got that like deep sine wave feel to it. But now it has a bit more harmonic content on top. So you can see on the spectrum there, so that you can actually hear it, and it's not just like something that you feel, but it's got a little bit more to it. So let's add in a third oscillator here. That's cool. And then I'm going to give it a bit of drum bus to fatten it up. And then let's get an EQ8 on there. We're going to cut at 100 hertz. This is typically where the kick hits. Like if we look at the kick, you can see a lot of action going on around 100 hertz there. So we're just cutting that out to make room. It's not even something that you really hear so much, but like when I'm playing these together, if I turn off this EQ8, you'll see a big difference in terms of like how the kick and bass interact. Alright, there we go. Now the bass sounds really fat. Let's put a little bit of a sidechain on that. I'm just going to sidechain into the kick really quick. Pretty simple stuff there. Alright, sounds cool. So now we can turn this down a little bit. And let's make a little bass line. So the idea that I had before is in G. That's the key this kick is in, I already know. Yeah, that sounds cool. And then I'll give this a little bit of swing. Maybe not that much. Yeah, that sounds cool. It's like really driving. Definitely gets the techno in the tech house there. Alright, sounds good. And yeah, this is definitely a pretty solid bass line. Like, just typically you want these kind of more simple bass lines, I find. Alright, sounds good. I just like to check the mix and the monitors. Cool, so then let's put these in a group together. I'll put a bit of saturator on there. And then let's put a bit of drum bass after that to really make it fat. Scratch that, let's just use the drum bass. But you can hear how this really like makes this feel like one now. Okay, cool. Just checking on the monitors. But yeah, it just kind of glues the kick to the bass. It makes it feel all like one. Let's get an EQ on here. We'll cut out some mud. I'm going to boost the run. Sounds good. And turn that down a little. Okay, cool. So this is a pretty solid little foundation. Like I said, we've got that knocked out, ready to go. I'll name this row N. Cool. So from here, let's put in some percussion. I have a bunch of different sounds here. Let's just start with a drum rack with the hi-hats because I have 4 different hi-hats here, I'm pretty sure. And so I'm just going to put them all into a drum rack. We'll also get that tambourine. And we can just make like a little hi-hat percussion loop. So I'm going to start with this open hi-hat. And there we go. The tambourine, just gives it like something very steady that just keeps grooving throughout, which is good. And obviously, like, this is still pretty sparse, We're trying to leave room for the other hi-hats. Turn down the velocities a little. Yeah, and then we'll copy that a few times. Alright, sounds good. Some pretty good energy going on there. Let's give it a drum bus. And you can see, like, the saturation every step of the way is really important because it really makes this sit, like, properly in the mix now. Like, you can really feel the power with these hi-hats. And they're not just sitting underneath everything. Let's take this open hi-hat and kind of play with it a little. Yeah, there it is. Alright, cool. From here, I'm going to put in the clap that we have. Let's get that just on the 2 and the 4. Sounds good. Make the clap a little fatter. Quick little monitor check there. Alright, sounds good. And then I'm going to get another drum rack here. And we will just get all this percussion that I have. But I have a bunch of different percussion sounds here prepared. And yeah, we'll just put these all in their own drum rack. You can see drum racks make it very easy to organize like the different types of percussion. That's what I like about it, is that if you have like different styles of percussion in here, you can really get your organization on. Yeah, that's a good start. Let's copy that. Let's bring that snare back to there. This is what I like to do though. Like, I'm trying to show you guys the process and not just like the finished product. Like, you see, like, I'm just playing around here. I'm just seeing what sounds good and kind of like finding around that what to do. Give this a saturator. Cool, and then I'm just going to throw all the percussion into a group together real quick. Same kind of thing as with the low end bus. Just bussing everything together. Putting it through its own drum bus here. And there we go. It sounds like a percussion loop. Alright, let's give this a bit of reverb. I like to use a little bit of reverb on like all my percussion. Like if it's short and controlled like that, it sounds good. Alright, sounding good here. So we need something that isn't just the rhythm section. I'm going to get an operator here and come up with like a little stab or like a synth of some sort. So let's make like a little FM sound. I'm going to get, there's one sine wave, there's two sine waves. Tune that a little. Yeah, that sounds cool. This is what I like about making these little FM stabs, is you can come up with like cool sounds like that, and it's not just like a saw wave or a square wave. Nice. I was gonna use this as a chord stab, but I kind of like it like this. Let's get that side chain on there. And I think we can do something more interesting with this sound. It doesn't have to just be like this. Like, I'm gonna do some stuff with automation probably, but yeah, sounds cool. Alright, let's get a reverb on here. And yeah, I'm gonna try automating this, like we get that dry wet there. And do something like this. Yeah, that's real tight. It's like just trying to bring it to life a little bit more, I suppose. Yeah, that sounds really cool. Let's put a little bit of delay on it as well. I'm just gonna get an echo. Because you still need like some kind of like constant space. Like this reverb is giving it space when it's automated, but you need something that's like constantly doing that effect. Let's actually use just another reverb. I'll just use a really small reverb here. That sounds cool. Maybe try adding in like one more note. Alright, let's just cut out some lawn on this really quick. Alright, cool. Well, that sounds pretty good. At this stage, we have the whole little template. Let's listen to everything we just created here. Alright, whoa. Cool, groovy little tech house template. So that's me for this one, guys. Like I said, I just wanted to create a little template here and kind of show you the process from scratch, from the ground up, what I would do. If you want to get this template and all the samples and all that kind of stuff from this video, you can get it in the description right now at the top of the description. And if you're a patron on my Patreon, check there because it's already available there. Thank you so much, everybody. As always, make sure to like this video as well as subscribe. And let me know what you think of this video in the comments. Like I said in the beginning, you can get the project file and samples and MIDI and presets. Just mention that. Thank you so much, everybody, and I will see you tomorrow with another video.